Welcome back to my kitchen. This is the travel day, the Starchivore survival day for when I'm going on a road trip and I want to save money. I want to stay on track with my dietary plan because food is medicine in my world, and I like to save money. So even when I was younger and certainly as a child, I learned a lot from my grandmas, my mom, all of the women in my family, that whenever we went on road trips, then that meant we were packing a picnic, and eating out, that was really a special occasion time. And I've really liked carrying that forward throughout my adult life. It saved me a lot of money when my son was still home because I did want eating out to be a special occasion. And anytime we went on vacation, it was such a huge expense that I thought, you know what, I would rather experience more activities and more adventures and have experiences rather than spend a lot of money on food when many times when I eat out, I'm disappointed. And I'm a great cook. I love my cooking. And so it really makes sense to me, especially now that I am aging solo and going on a little adventure, taking myself out to enjoy a nice hotel room and have some little spa experiences. That means I want to just feast on my own foods, enjoy the hotel room, and will I eat out? I am going to be eating out because I'm headed to a casino. I live in the city of Salt. I live in a state where gambling is illegal. So whenever I have a holiday weekend and I want to go to a casino or buy a lottery ticket, that means I need to travel to a border town. So what I'm doing today is just putting together some goodies. And if you are plant-based, if you're plant curious, I would love to hear. Put that in the comment section below if you've heard of the starch solution, and do you like to pack your own food, travel with some goodies, even if you're going to eat out? Do you ever just take some items for breakfast, some snacks to keep in the room? That's something that I've done for decades. I know many people that do. I see plenty of people when I'm at the hotel and checking in that people have a cooler, a bag of snacks, those type of things. It saves money. Eating out when we're on vacation, especially if you're in a border town, they tend to be smaller communities and they don't have the best grocery selection. So what I'm putting together now, you can already see there in the background, following the starch solution means that every meal showcases a starch of some kind. For me, my favorite one is potatoes. It's easy. I love them. I can't get enough, honestly. And so that is something that I'm not taking all of those just for an overnight trip. That's something that I'm prepping for the work week. It's a good grab and go snack. It's something that I can use as a staple to put together for other meals. I've already baked some of my corn tortillas infused with lime because for my evening tonight, I like to have appetizer dinners. I have some of this. I'm not being sponsored. I just love this brand. It's an avocado verde. And a couple of weeks ago, right after Super Bowl, these were all 2 for 1. These go on clearance a lot, and as long as you don't open them, they stay good for a while. So I'm taking this for my dinner, and because I have some comps at the casino at the hotel I'll be staying at, I am going to be getting a big, huge all veggie salad from the restaurant just as takeout. Then I can just enjoy that in my room. And I picked up this last week. A lot of times I make my own oil-free vinaigrette, but when I was at the store yesterday, I noticed I hadn't seen this flavor for a while. So it's the Skinny Girl brand. It's fat-free and sugar-free, and this is the Asian sesame ginger, and that sounded really good. So I'm gonna have that on my salad tonight. And what I'm putting together now is I'm prepping my breakfast. I always eat my vegetables first, and then I'm prepping 2 oatmeal bowls, one that I'll have this morning, and then another one that I will take and I will just have in the fridge in the hotel room. I'm sauteing some onion and some zucchini. So I'm going to have half of that this morning with my oatmeal. As I cook the oatmeal, I'm adding spinach and I have some frozen strawberries. So I will have both of those prepped so that way I can eat my breakfast now, finish getting ready and packed, and then for my breakfast tomorrow, I will basically have the same thing. I repeat meals. It's easy. It makes things simple, especially with menu planning. And then for my dinner tonight, like I said, I'll be having the appetizer dinner and maybe take one of my sipping broths if I want to have something warm in the evening, or maybe some herbal tea. It's still ridiculously unseasonably warm here in my home state. It's going to be almost 60 degrees today, which is crazy, though maybe we're going to get some snow soon. That would be really nice since it's only February. Let me prep this and then I will show you what's coming up. Okay, so all I have done is I just diced up the onion, fairly large chunks, and then cut the zucchini in like little fourths and put them in the pan. And as I follow the starch solution, if you don't know, that is a whole food, plant-based, foil-free meal plan. And when you have a decent non-stick pan, using a dry saute is fine. It actually browns it really well, and then you can just add a little bit of water. Sometimes I will use citrus. Lemon juice goes really well with zucchini. And I've just put on a teeny tiny bit of sea salt and then a little bit of pepper. I don't want any more flavoring other than that, maybe some lemon juice right at the end. And what I'm going to do now is prep my oatmeal bags, or my oatmeal, not bags, a little container. What I'm doing now is just sprinkling in, this is how I freeze baby spinach. And I've shared in many other videos, I put greens in nearly everything. It's just a really great way to get more antioxidants into my diet, extra fiber. And since I am an older adult managing chronic conditions and I have asthma, that I live in a very polluted city, and my asthma's really been acting up over these last weeks because we haven't gotten enough snow, and the city of Salt is surrounded by mountains, so we're in kind of a bowl. And all of the corporate polluters that we have around us, it just kind of makes everything settled. And they call it inversion, it's pollution. And for those of us who have asthma who live here, it makes it really challenging to breathe. So I've been having a lot of excess swelling and a lot of puffiness. You can probably see the puffiness around my eyes. I haven't used an ice pack yet. I've already finished my workout. And I've been modifying my meal plan. My doctor and I are working on a different plan of how I can better manage this while I'm still choosing to live here. So now that I've put in some spinach and some frozen strawberries in here, I'm just going to add a little bit of water. This is just the quick oats. And I like steel cut oats. I like whole oats. These are just honestly quicker and economical, and something that fits in my budget. And that takes about 2 minutes and 30 seconds for me to cook that. So I will cook the one for breakfast this morning. These are the vegetables that I'm going to be eating first. Now you can probably see here that as I'm stirring this up, there's already a lot of browning going on. And they're not really sticking that much because zucchini is a vegetable that's full of water. That's the benefits of eating this first too, is it's another way, besides I drink a lot of water, but eating really water-rich foods is another way that I stay well hydrated. Now, I can sprinkle on just a teeny tiny bit of water. And, you know, if you think about if you're making a roux or however you're cooking and you want to take advantage of all of that browning in the pan, because there's a lot of flavor there with the onion and the zucchini. You could add garlic. You could season this any way you like. Sometimes I will add cayenne. Cayenne's really good for heart health, and I love spicy foods. That's something that has been really part of my heart healthy meal plan, and it is a huge component of the starch solution since it came into my life when I was having a health crisis, and it was like this freak illness. But what I'm going to put together next is, this is my extra little container for the zucchinis that I will take, and I will just eat these cold. The hotel that I'm staying at does not have a microwave, and sometimes I will take a hot water kettle, or I have an electric lunchbox, so that's an option. I honestly don't mind eating vegetables cold. I don't mind eating oatmeal cold, so that's fine for me. There is a coffee pot in the room. That is my last nemesis. That is my love-hate relationship with caffeine, and one of those things that I venture into. It's something that my doctor and I discuss a lot, is that giving myself a break, or ideally getting caffeine out of my body. I have 2 cups of coffee in the morning right now, and then focus on herbal tea or sipping broths, because I honestly crave savory more than I crave sweet. That's something that has helped me a lot with this meal plan, because I certainly do have a sweet tooth. Now I've just got a little half of a Persian cucumber, and I like to have little veggie containers. I love the crunch of raw vegetables, and so having this for my drive today as I am heading out of town, that will be just a little quick, easy. It's pretty common for many people to have a lunch on the go. And I've had plenty of fast food in my life. And rather than going to a fast food and trusting your health to, whoever's working there, and I've worked in fast food. I've had a food handler's permit. I've also read all of the reports of different restaurants and businesses from low end to 5-star that have had plenty of health code violations. And since I am managing so many health conditions right now, I'm really leery of trusting other people with my food. So the more that I can control the ingredients, the flavors, the tastes, and know exactly what I'm putting in my body, that helps me a lot. It's not that I don't eat out. I'm choosing to dine really wisely to nourish my body. Now the zucchini's done, easy peasy. I am gonna sprinkle on a little bit of the lemon right now. And I have the big containers. I use fresh as well. The pre-stuff just works for me because I am on a budget and I'm juggling several jobs. So this just works really easily for me right now. I also like to put it on the oatmeal just because there is spinach in there, and lemon and spinach pair well together. So I'm gonna get this other oatmeal started, and then I will show you my finished breakfast. All right, and there you have it. Here is the results. Now, I think that looks absolutely beautiful, appetizing. I don't know if you can see the steam coming off of there. I've already soaking the pan over there. So just 2 small zucchinis, half of a brown onion, sauteed with a little bit of water, and that's it. I could put a balsamic glaze on there if I wanted. I've got a little bit of sea salt and black pepper. This is going to be perfect for me. This is going into my belly first. This is my first meal of the day. I've already had a great workout. I did some cardio, I did stretching, I did an ab routine, and I tend to really wait until I'm hungry. I don't quite do the intermittent fasting, though I like to extend my fast over the course of the night. And that just helps me to digest and really feel well across the day, because if I start out with something a little too sweet and I eat too soon, it really sets me up with a cycle of sugar cravings. That's something that I learned a long time ago. Back to the Weight Watcher days. I've done all of the crazy diets. This one works really well with my body, especially since I am 60 plus now and I'm looking forward to a very active retirement. I've also got the oatmeal, so it's all cooked with the spinach, with the strawberries, and I put on a little bit of lemon juice. I sweeten with stevia, and then I make my own oat milk. So I'll put that on there. That's breakfast. I've got a container prepped for tomorrow. Put on some extra lemon juice. I will eat this cold. And then my oatmeal for tomorrow. Same thing. I finished up the little vegetable container. This will be the snacks that I eat on the drive. Put some celery, some little carrots, those Persian cucumbers in there. And then I've got an apple for later. That will be a nice crunchy mid-afternoon snack. And just a reminder that I've got those lime-infused baked corn tortilla chips that I made already. And then I'll probably bring a couple of those potatoes with me for snacking. If you don't know me, my name's Tiffany. I'm the founder of Anderson Therapeutics. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you've made it this far. My holistic aging well approach is based on lifestyle medicine and things that I've learned over the course of my work in the field of health, in alternative health, and how I partner Western medicine, alternative therapies in order to age well, to stay independent, to manage all of this on a tight budget, and take really good care of myself because I am my own caretaker now. I hope this was interesting. I hope it was useful. I will put in the description below a link to my website. All of the resources are free, and you can check this out if you're plant curious, if you want to learn more about the Starch solution, learn more about me and my holistic approach to health. They are my 3 key concepts to improved health. That's on my website. I soothe, and those are the techniques that I use to better manage chronic pain without medication. I rest. And when I rest, in order to ensure that I receive enough quality sleep, that means that I'm moving and I exercise every single morning. And then I nourish. This is how I am dining well on a budget and looking at food as medicine in my world. And everything that I eat or drink, even when I eat something that is a little on the more processed side, something a little more on the refined side, I understand how that's going to work in my body, and I accept the consequences of any dietary choice that I make. I hope you will join me on a journey to improved health. Give this a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you so much for watching.